Manchester City travelled down to the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium for the 8th time since the stadium was rebuilt, having never scored, never mind won a game since the stadium was built. In the FA Cup 4th round, we hope to change our fortunes with that, and this is 3 things I believe we need to see for City to go and finally score and win at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Number 1, when you look at Tottenham Hotspur under Ange Postecoglou, what is the first thing you notice? They play really high up the pitch. They press high, they press from the front, and they play a really high defensive line. What is the number 1 thing that comes to your mind when you think, how can we exploit a high defensive line? Undoubtedly, it's pace. Who is Manchester City's, in my opinion, fastest player in the squad from what we've seen so far this season? Belgian Jeremy Doku. Now, I know Doku hasn't featured much recently since coming back from injury, but he did come on and score against Huddersfield in the last round. Now, Doku, I think this game is made for someone like him. A slightly deeper line or a low block Jack Grealish, that has you written all over it for me. But a team like Tottenham, who push their full-backs, Pedro Porro and Destiny Udogie high up the pitch, I think it's made for someone like Jeremy Doku to exploit and get in behind once our midfielders, whoever they may be, can be precise with their passing to unlock Jeremy Doku's pace. Number 2, precision from the midfielders. You guessed it. If we're going to use Jeremy Doku effectively, we need the passing and placement to be crisp. So this means players like, for me, mainly Phil Foden needs to be on top of his game. Phil Foden has been absolutely excellent over the last sort of 2 months, I think it's fair to say, picking up goals, getting assists, dominating and really controlling in midfield, which is something that us as Man City fans, we've wanted to see for a long time. He finally looks at home, natural and comfortable in the middle of the park, wearing a Manchester City shirt, which is such a big thing to do when you consider the great midfielders we have right now, your De Bruynes, your Bernardos, and the ones that he's played with previously, your David Silvas, your Gundoğans. These kind of games is where we need to see Phil Foden continue to improve, continue to be consistent, and he needs to be a controller, a creative controller in the middle of the park, picking passes for Alvarez, running off the shoulder of the last defender. I would think it'll be Van de Ven and Romero. I think Alvarez can cause them problems. And of course, like I said a few minutes ago, Jeremy Doku, Phil Foden, use that vision of yours, use that technical quality of yours to find Jeremy Doku in behind and get us some goals. Third and final is, of course, Kevin De Bruyne. Now, Kevin De Bruyne, since returning from injury, has been in absolutely fire form, picking up a goal and assist against Newcastle and, of course, an assist against Huddersfield too, and the team has benefited massively from his return. Now, Kevin De Bruyne this season is, in my opinion, our leader. He is our unofficial captain as far as I'm concerned, and we need to see him continue in that fire form he has been in. Whether he starts, whether he comes off the bench, Kevin De Bruyne needs to continue to make that impact. He is our trump card. He is our game changer. Now, we know with the way Tottenham play and the atmosphere of the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, they're full of motivation right now. There's a real feel-good factor around Tottenham. This game could get tricky. If they get an early goal or they get themselves on top of us at some point, it could get a little bit tricky. Kevin De Bruyne is the man to silence the Tottenham Hotspur crowd. If we need to bring him on off the bench, he is the man that will change the game. He is the man that I believe will make the difference for us this time round. They are my 3 things that I really want to see against Tottenham in their stadium, the FA Cup 4th round. Please leave your thoughts down below in the comments on everything I said. And if there's anything you guys want to see, let me know down below in the comments. Please hit a like on this video, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you after the game, hopefully with a win in the Cup. Let's go, come on City!